Today at Home with Miss Joan, I'm excited to share this recipe with y'all. It's pickled onions. And to those that live around me, there's a restaurant called Top of the River. There's one in Gadsden, Alabama. There's one over in Anniston, Alabama. And I Googled it and it said there was one in Garnersville. Now, I haven't been over there. But it's a fish place, okay, seafood. And when you get there, your appetizer, they bring you a plate of cornbread and slaw and pickled onions. And those things are so good. Preacher just loves them, and I've been wanting to make them at home. And so I guess you could call this a little copycat recipe of the Top of the River pickled onions. But anyway, don't worry about it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and waterbath can mine, but I'm going to show you where to stop at if you just want to make you like a quart jar or a small jar of them and put them in your refrigerator, okay? So stay tuned. Anybody can do this, all right? Now, we eat a lot of beans and cornbread, okay? You do that if you live down in the South. And onion is always on the side. These will be so good on the side of our beans and cornbread, or any kind of a side dish that you want to put it on for that little crunch and that little vinegary pickle taste. Okay, now what I done, I looked up on some onions at a good price, and all the world I'm doing is cutting what I call the tails off of them. Now I save all this stuff. If you've watched me and you watch me can chicken broth, you know that I save the outsides of the onion and I put it in my chicken broth because it's strained really good anyway. So that's what this big pan is over here, because I've already cut up several, but I just wanted to take y'all through maybe one jar or two so that you could see the process. Now I'm going to run over to the sink and just rinse these off. I'm going to get my marinade, or my brine, you've heard me call it brine before, good and hot, while I'm chopping up and filling these jars and showing it to you. So to save time today, I have already put in this pot vinegar, and I'm using white vinegar. And I put into the pot 8 cups. Now I'll talk to you about how you can trim it down if you just want to make a small batch, but I got a lot of onions I want to can today. So I put 8 cups of white vinegar, and I put 4 cups of sugar. And a lot of you really get shocked at my amount of sugar use, but remember, I'm making probably a 4 times batch, okay? And then that's what is getting hot right here. And to that, I am going to add black pepper and salt, which I'm going to put 4 teaspoons of salt. I got my water getting hot so it saved y'all time watching me on the video. Y'all watching me count? I'm on 3, 4. All right, stirring that up. Remember, what I've got getting good and hot right now is vinegar and sugar, and I just added some salt to it. Now I'm going to half the amount of black pepper. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of black pepper. All righty. Oh, that hasn't been hard at all, is it? There's one more ingredient that you put in here, and it's garlic powder. I just thought I'd show you my jar of garlic powder, but I keep it in my little jars, y'all know that. 1 teaspoon garlic powder. Okie doke. Now that is everything that's going to make the brine or the marinade that's going to go, yeah. Preacher's trying to get a good shot of it right here. Now I'm going to bring this to a boil. The reason being, I want my sugar to dissolve, and I want my garlic powder, my salt and pepper, everything to kind of mix in together really, really good. So I started that ahead of time so that it would help y'all. Y'all, I ain't going to start it on my new stove, okay? My old stove died. I had it 23 years. 23 years. Bought it in 2002. And it quit, and the man that always fixed it said, "I'm sorry, Miss Joan, we just can't get any more parts for your stove." And so Jordan and I, we almost cried. We loved that stove so much. Y'all know I did. You heard me brag on it here, old time stove. So I went on the lookout for me another, what you call the old time coils that I like. And it was a job finding this day and time. It's a job finding a white, but that's what I wanted. So I'm really trying it out on y'all today. But preacher, you know, he's a minister. And we almost called up on him to lead us in a memorial service for our stove. Because I loved it that much, y'all. Isn't that silly? But I did. We keep things around here till they just fall apart. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is what preacher says, and this time it was truly broke. But anyway, we're cooking this on my new stove. Alrighty. Now we got to get to, I'm letting that get good and hot while I show you how I cut up my onions. All in the world I do. Just zero in on it here, preacher. I cut it in half. Now that wasn't hard. I cut it in half again, and I've got 2 halves, and then I cut that one in half. So I've got 4 pieces to the half of the onion. So here we go. I'm cutting it in half. I'm going in from the side and cut that one in half. And then I'm going in from the side and cutting it in half. See? Now, what I do is I'm doing a pint jar, and I should have got out my wide mouth jars, but I didn't, okay? Now, I'm just breaking them in pieces. Now, the place where we love to eat these at the top of the river, this is about the size theirs come in. They're just in little pieces like that, which is a fourth of 1/2 of the onion. So I'm just showing you how I done it. I just sat here and I picked them all apart and I filled up my jar. And then all what we're going to do is put that hot brine over them. Oh, it's going to be so good. I should already have me some good old beans in the crock pot right now cooking, just so I could open up one of these and eat them. All right, now like I said, see what I'm doing? I'm only breaking them apart with my fingers, layer by layer, and putting them in here every which way. There ain't no certain way to do it. Now you may say, well, Miss Joan, I want to take my onion and put it in circles. You can do that if you want to. You can do circles, you surely can. Same thing. I'm just doing it how they look at that little restaurant that we like. Well, it's not so little. It's pretty big. Okay. Now, what I noticed in these other jars that I've already done ahead of you is it held about 1.5 onions. So if that helps you count out how many onions you want to do. This has come to a boil. So if you want to look over in here, preacher, he's filming for me today. I sure do appreciate it. Pick me out something to get it out with. Y'all know I used to use my grandma's dipper, but I'm doggone, it's dirty. I don't know what we're going to do now. Is make sure this brine is all stirred together good. Now, like I said, you can take this when we get through and put it in your refrigerator, and it'll stay, I don't know, a couple of weeks or so. Just eat you a few out of the refrigerator, and you don't have to what I call can it. Because that I'm going to go ahead and water bath can mine, I'm going to put 1/4 teaspoon of pickle crisp. We've talked about this before. That's optional. It's called pickle crisp granules, okay? Alrighty, that's all we're doing. I got my hot brine. I mean it's hot. Here we go. I'm going to fill it up to, y'all see that? Wasn't much in it, was it? We only got sugar, vinegar, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. That's the pepper I bet you were seeing. Now I am going to stick my debubbler in here. Go around like that to get some of the air bubbles out of it. I wish you could smell this. Smells good. Alrighty. Just ladling it in here. Now there's a 1 inch. I'm going to go just a little bit higher than a 1 inch if you want to see the top here. And when I stuck my debubbler in here, that's when you can, when you're doing this for yourself, you can see, well, hey, I might could have got another onion in there. That's why you keep some here on the side and you just stick them in there. See, like that. Because it's hard to tell you just how many to put in there till you get that hot brine in there. All right. Now look at that. Was that not easy? All right. Now I'm going to reach over here and get a paper towel. I'm going to stick it in some vinegar. Y'all know I'd always do that. I go around the top, cleaning it off good. All right. I'm going to make sure my onions is down under the brine though. If they're sticking up too much above the brine, then you've got too much in there, okay? There goes a flat or a seal. And then here is a lid. I bet those that watch me all the time know what I'm going to say right here. Twist it finger tight. Finger tight. All right, look at here. See right there? It's not real squeeze tight, it's just finger tight. Now here they are. Now right here, y'all, you can take this jar, let it cool down some on your counter, and put it in your refrigerator, and you've got you some pickled onions. That's what you keep them in the refrigerator. But me, now, I'm going to take it and I'm going to water bath can them 10 minutes so they'll seal good, and I'm going to keep mine on the shelf, okay? But I think I will put one in the refrigerator just so I can show them to y'all. We'll let that one go to the refrigerator, okay? Y'all, now, like I told you, you can stop and put yours in the refrigerator and you won't have to do this step. We have 9 pints in here. But now that brine that I told you about to start with, it made 6 pints, okay? So I wanted you to know that. And then we used my onions wasn't huge, medium to large onions, and we used about 11 or 12 onions. I just wanted you to kind of know with this recipe that I gave you. Anyway, we made us a little more brine, so we got 9 in here right now. But I'm water bath canning these. That just means get you a big boiler. You can see that's the bottom of my pressure canning, but I'm not going to put the pressure lid on it. I'm only using it for a pot to boil them in. I have got water in here, and it needs to come to a boil, a good vigorous, I call it a rolling boil, before you count your time. But once it starts really bubbling in here, boiling in here really fast, then you count your clock for 10 minutes. So it's called water bath canning these for 10 minutes. Okay, y'all, look, this is what I'm talking about, that rigorous rolling boil. Now I'm going to start my clock, and I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. Want to put a lid on it, just a regular lid, not my pressure canner lid. All right, 10 minutes, here we go. Remember I showed you that I was letting them water bath can for 10 minutes. And then I took them out of there after they set and cooled down just a little bit in the water. And then I covered them up. And here are my canned onions. I meant my water bath canned onions. And remember I told you that you could make them and you just set them in the refrigerator. You don't have to go through the canning process. It does change them. You can see that they shrink down some than how you saw them packed into the jar when they went through the canning process. Okay, but these are shelf stable. I can put them on the shelf. And they don't have to go in the refrigerator. But when I went to use one, if I was going to eat it alongside of some beans, I would put it in there to chill, okay? All right, but what I thought I'd do, since I told you that you could stop and just marinate them with the hot brine and put them in the refrigerator, I've got that one sitting over here. Okay, y'all, look. I got 2 jars for us to compare. These was the 10-minute water bath can that went a little bit further than these did. And these are the ones that I told you could put them in the refrigerator and chill them. They stay in there for several weeks. And, of course, these did chill. I put them in there even before I canned these. And here they are. Very good. Got a good crunch to it. But when I water bath can them for the 10 minutes, it does make them shrink down. You can see the shrinkage and the excess juice or brine that's in the jar. But then they are more of a softer consistency, I guess is the word. I'll eat one. Be fair. These taste just like these. They're only softer. And I didn't get a chance to chill these, because I will take them off the shelf and I'll put them in the refrigerator to chill. But anyway, this is what Preacher and I are going to be eating with our beans and our cornbread. But you may choose the version where you don't water bath can. That's equally as good, or you might decide it's better and quicker. Or you can do these. I wanted to give y'all a choice today. Not everybody has practiced with water bath canning and all that. And this would be a real simple something for you to put in your refrigerator and serve it alongside your beans and cornbread or your fish, your cornbread like they do at the fish restaurant. But anyway, I've been dying to do this and do this for y'all. And I just hope some of y'all try it. Let me know what you think about it, okay? You can can onions without all this pickling sauce on it. You can can them with just water and salt in there and chop them up fine. You can do all kind of canning of onions, but these are pickled, okay? Both jars are pickled. One goes in your refrigerator, cannot go on the shelf, and one goes on your shelf, put on in the refrigerator later on as you want to use it. I hope y'all enjoyed this today. I always love getting together with my friends on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in to At Home with Miss Joan. At Home with Miss Joan, would you like? You know, whether you like it or not, okay? At Home with Miss Joan, please subscribe. Sure does help this old girl's channel grow. Won't you share with friends and family? You know, like your mom and them, okay? Comment right here and you'll hear back from me. You know, preacher, get back with you, my daughter, me, somebody will right here from At Home with Miss Joan. Woo! Y'all check these videos out, okay?